Hi everybody, welcome to Ocean Yemi's channel. I'm going to talk about all that glitters is not gold. Yes, I think the title speaks for itself. I feel like I might not have to explain a lot, you know, because the title alone, like I said, speaks for itself. Now, the reason why I've made this title, it actually came to me the other day actually, and I was talking to my daughter because I have some neighbors next door. They're very well. They live a well kind of okayish life, I will say, and but I noticed that there's an ear of people can put on fronts and stuff like that. People who have the most, they have to put on this, I don't know, front, you know. And sometimes when you think people have it all together, sometimes they haven't got it all together. So you thinking that how right they're in the best place ever. And you know, it's like being in position, isn't it? Right? So, as you can tell, I observe a lot. Anyway, um gradually you start noticing little things, and I was saying, some, right, they have the car, the house, it's like the picket fence. What's it? The house, the dog, and the picket fence. Right, it's just the children they ain't got. Um, some people, some people live in less than, and they're happy, you know. And some people, they have the best, like, okay, let's use Michael Jackson for instance. He had so much money, but he wasn't happy. He was able to buy a lot of things. He was a billionaire. He can literally buy a whole land to himself. The place was beautiful. He can make his own fantasy place. He can have his little zoo and all that. But he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy with himself. He wasn't happy as a person. And right, I think everybody wants to be in a good place where they can afford stuff and they can have this and they can do stuff, and you know and when you're looking at people from the outside, it's not that you're envious, right? You really want to be in that position because you want to be able to afford, you want to be able to do things, you want to be able to go on holidays, you want to be able to, you just want to live. Basically, you just want to live good, didn't it? So all that glitters is not gold, because when you think that how you got a uh lead in your hand, and then the diamond is shining in it. So you're looking at the diamond, you want the diamond, and then when you get to the diamond ain't shining at all. So you're just kind of like, oh, you know, I thought it would be like this. So when people, I think it's a natural thing for humans to want to live good, and especially in this climate as well. I think it can be a struggle for some. Do you know what? Actually, what I was going to say is some people, like even the poorest person, is the happiest person sometimes. Like when you go to the West Indies, they ain't got much. They live in a shack, which is like a small house with a tin roof, and they washing stuff outside. And then you go to another person who's got a big house, and you know they're not happy. you know the poorest person makes the best of what they got. you know Sometimes they have the children, they have just the basics in it. Because like, a human has to have the basics: shelter, food, um, food, and warmth. You know, that's what the humans most want. Sometimes you need a little bit more, but when you're looking at others, well, when I say when you're looking other people and they see others who's showing that they have the best, Kim Kardashian, Carly B, um, who else is there? Oprah Winfrey, all them lot. They feel, oh my gosh, everybody wants to win the lottery. And even when you win the lottery, right, sometimes they have to keep it a secret. Sometimes they have to dress a certain way. Even the poorest man, you'll see him on the street, and he's not got all the Gucci and the machines, Moschino, and all this on. Sometimes they dress simple. They ain't even got a lot. Um, my friend who's married, she's actually married to a white Ugandan, I think he is, or no, South African guy. Um, he comes from a well-to-do family. She's obviously in the rural part of Uganda, you know, but they're not happy. Like, they go through, as normal things as couples, right? They go through the normal things, and even though he's able to provide and do stuff for her or whatever, they're never happy. It's never a happy thing. It's never, you know, there's always a little bit of a war between them, but that's just relationships. And even that, when people look at relationships, I'm thinking the couples are so happy go lucky. And when you dig down deeper now, it's something else going on. And you're thinking, wow, thinking the grass is greener. It's not that you want to be a lonesome dove, but then you're thinking, boy, I could not be in that situation. That could not be me on God's earth. So, um, so you're thinking everything like, the grass is greener. And in fact, he's not. So that's why I says, all what glitters is not gold. Sometimes the thing you have is just as good, and you don't look to the other side, look across and think, oh gosh, I want to be like that. Because for all you know, that person could be going through the most shittiest life. Their, their husband could be cheating on them. Oh yeah, and even people with big houses, they might have big, huge mortgages. For all you know, so you can't judge a book by the cover. You have to, as Marwan would say, use discernment, because you have to want to stick, well, what they say, stick to your lane, because you can build, you don't have to be on the same spar as everybody else. Everybody builds differently. Not everybody will be in the same spar. Some people take longer than others to get to that objective, and some people get to the objective faster. But even if they get to the objective faster, sometimes the faster they, as boy, I love the saying, the higher the monkey climb, the more he exposes his ass. So they might climb fast up the tree, and by this time, right, they could have done something, or they could fall. And sometimes the fall might not even be nice. So sometimes it's best to just take your time. You do what you got to do. You don't run to the gold because you're thinking, oh, the gold's nice over there. For all you know, right, you could have sharks, alligators, crocodiles, everything on that side. So you have best take your time and do what you got to do, because you have to stay in lane. You have to know, because you don't know what people do for their money. You don't know what's going on. And okay, I've got to throw in carbonation in the mix. Carbonation, they look so like the prettiness, oh, You know, the pretty pictures. Oh, look at them. They're living in nature. Oh, wow. I want to be there. Then when you get there, then you get a shock. You're thinking, wow, they're living in Puerto Rico. I'm going to go over to their side and go live with them or stay with them or whatever. You get there, you get a shock. Can't eat the when you want. Can't do what you want. Can't move when you want. So all what glitters is not gold, because that's an illusion altogether. So with that says, I ain't gonna waffle, I ain't gonna play, I'm coming off. And yeah, put in the comments because all not glitters is not gold. You do what you got to do. You don't have to run. You don't have to fast forward or to reach to that per people's things, because you don't know what they did to do to get their things. You know, I always talk when this machine's going. Isn't it interesting, right? So you never know what they do to get to their stuff. So with that says, I am jumping off. I think I'm getting a little bit better at these things now. I am jumping off, and yeah, have a good day. Be aware. Keep what they say. Keep your eyes open, your ears open. As Fundi Fee says, she keeps her eyes on the streets, on the streets, on the streets. But I won't, you know, I love how she used their words there. But anyway, yes. So just look after yourself, take care, be good. All right, bye.